Hi. It is snowing again, and I know most of the nation is feeling colder temperatures. And got up today, and there's supposed to be like a foot of snow in our area. Fun. So, anyways, I thought I'd change the scenery, come out. I can't see the sun, which is a bummer. I want some sunshine, but it's white and beautiful, and so I am thankful for that. And first of all, this is my pooch there, my dog. Anyways, I wanted to come out and share something with you. And I feel like in the last few years, I've really been focusing on the life of Jesus as I've been looking to how to pattern my life, how to see myself, what he said I am, who he said I am, because of who he knew he was himself. And I feel like there's been a lot that's gone through my mind, and a lot of decisions I've had to make in life that have been against the norm and against what a lot of people would say maybe the grain. They're hard decisions, not made lightly. But when I look through the eyes of Jesus, nothing that he did was, I wouldn't say easy. He went against the flow of everything. But he did it with conviction because he knew who he was. And so that's what I've had to take a good look at. And the word submission has been literally just in my mind over and over and over, because I feel like my belief system has been so skewed as to what it really is. And so when I go back to it, and I've been going back to it, Ephesians 5:21, Paul, right, who everything he says, he writes about the life of Christ. Like, he's not coming up with this new stuff. He is literally telling you how Jesus lived. And these are the things that the Spirit has conveyed of Christ, right? Okay, so just going back to what he said. First thing he says is submit one to another. So I'm going to start there, because I'm going to throw out everything else right now and just go on what that says. And if I look at the life of Christ, look at the life of the Christ in Jesus, right? When he was feeding the 5,000, right? He looked at his disciples and said, what? His followers, not even just his disciples. He said it to his followers. He said, who has food among you that can share? And a lot of them didn't, but this little boy did. I feel like what he was doing is he was inviting people in. It wasn't him saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and you guys are going to follow my orders. Jesus invites. Jesus is in relationship. Jesus is in this mode of bringing people along and letting them be who they are. He didn't shame them for not having anything. He didn't shame them for not knowing how to respond in that situation. He just literally asked them. And he allowed whoever to step into it and allowing them to share their gifts. And I think that's really a beautiful thing. And I think we can learn a lot from that situation, knowing that Jesus, even though he was the leader they were following, didn't take control and start bossing people around. He submitted even to them and said, hey, I may have a plan. I know I can do anything, but I'm going to ask you. I'm going to come under and let you guys in this moment give your gifts. Be who you are. Rise into the need of the rest of everybody else. I don't have to shine here. I know who I am. I don't have to do that. I don't have to prove anything, right? I can love you guys enough to allow you guys to shine. Okay, so I see that. And I was thinking about the word submission. And I know when I read the Bible, it tells me that I was brought into this world for a reason. I believe that. I believe that God loved me before the foundations of the world. I believe that I am a soul that he knew. And then he asked me to be here in this moment, in this time, in these lives for a reason. What's my mission? I think that's a question I've had to ask myself a lot. What is my mission in this life? And more what it's unfolding is, one, to know and love myself so that I can fully love others and lift others up. and be there for others and maybe call out truth when I see it. And yeah, it's hard, but do it in love. So as I'm learning, that is my mission. And there's a lot of people that disagree with some of the decisions I've made. But I know this is my mission, and I've sought a lot on it, and I'm okay with it. I'm at peace with it. So that knowing my mission, and I know that other people have missions. Like, we're not one above each other. Nobody is above anybody else. I don't care what your job is. I don't care if you're a pastor. I don't care if you're corporate. I don't care if you're CEO. I don't care if you're loaded. I don't care if you're poor. Nobody is more important than anyone else. We are all made in the image of God. We are all children of God. We should all honor one another and one another's gifts. At least that's the way I feel. I feel like that is what I should do. So my mission, as I submit one to another, means that I recognize that each of us have a mission in this life. And it's my job to come alongside and help, lift, encourage others to do the mission that's before them. Sometimes it's just staying out of their way, right? Like, sometimes the best thing that we can do is step back and say, you go, and love from afar. But I think sometimes that's all we're asked to do. Submit one to another is not to change each other. It's not to control one another. It's not to say, I'm more important than you. You got to follow me. Submitting simply is loving someone enough to allow them to be who God called them to be. Walk alongside them if that is the call in your life. That's the call. If that's a call in my life right now, I get to walk alongside my sons, my parents, and the friends that God puts in my life, and help them feel loved and cared for, that they can be who it is that God has called them to be. That's not my job to tell them who they're supposed to be. They've got to figure that out. That's their mission. So when I think of the words submission, my new conviction, honestly, I feel like this has been hitting over and over and over again for me. Submission to me is coming alongside and lifting others up to be who they are called to be. And in a marriage relationship or a partnership, right? Like, if you're really just steady with somebody, it could look like knowing that the male partner, is if they're the provider, if they're the protector, is coming alongside and encouraging them in that role, to be that role. Because that's what they need, right? To be lifted up for their mission. And if you're at home, or if you're even working and maybe you're the feminine counterpart, is having that masculine role submit in that relationship to lift you up so that you can be the best. When you're tired because you've been dealing with everybody else's emotions, to have somebody have your back, to come alongside and say, you know what, take time for you. Go take a nap. Go take a day for yourself, and go get a manicure, go get a pedicure, go get your hair done, because you need to take care of you. Sometimes we need that. We need somebody to come alongside us and realize our mission is, but to encourage us to keep going in that by giving us what we need, which may sometimes just be rest. And I would say, one other thought is, if I've heard this, it's like we're supposed to submit, right, in relationships, this very hard line. And yet I hear it also said, well, you're not supposed to be a doormat. And this is a profound thought that I had, and this is my thought, is we say that women are supposed to submit. I've heard that all of my life, especially in the last few years, that is my job. But if it's not such a dirty word, and when Paul says to the men to love their wives as Christ loved the church, I'm going to ask you something. What if we were to take out love and we put the word submit? Can we do that? Or do we see that word as a dirty word, a control word? Are we still seeing it as love? Are we still seeing it as a neutral way of supporting? Are we? Because put that word in there. Men, submit to your wives as Christ submitted to the church, who submitted to the cross, who gave his life to the cross, so that many can feel the love of God. okay? In that context, it's not a dirty word, right? So why can't we both do it? Why can't we look at submit as love? Why can't we see submit as a beautiful thing where we honor one another, where we recognize that both of us have a mission, and when two people come together in a special relationship, it's an opportunity to be there for one another, to do the mission that's set before us, right? Okay, that's my profound thought. And I know, I've heard it, I know that there's gonna be disagreements, and that's totally cool. I feel like I'm sharing what I'm learning, and if you know something else that's beautiful, you're able to even share with me. But I'm gonna ask, please do not come on my page or email me and tell me what you think I should do, because I'm listening to God at this point. And when he speaks to me and shows me something, I'm taking it to heart. And you know what? I'm also, my belief system with him is open, and I am going to be a learner in things. And if I need to be corrected, my spirit's going to be corrected because he is faithful. So I'm going to put that out there. If you're encouraged by this, give me a like and let me know what you thought. And just know that I love you, and be a light. Even when the sun isn't coming through the clouds, be a light out there. You are loved. Thanks for listening. Bye.